That makes me feel like she's just not healed and she's
insecure. So it's just funny to me that he's now bringing all these things up and trying to make it seem like it's the other person's fault when clearly it's just him. Like, he's a fuckboy.
Cheers to good times, good vibes,
and living every hour like it's Gaby hour. What's up, guys? Welcome back. I'm Gaby with an I.
And I'm Gaby with a Y.
Cheers!
Today,
What are you drinking today?
I'm drinking a matcha with an iced matcha with oat milk and chai.
Yeah.
I only like chai if it's inside of matcha because otherwise it's too bitter for me, which people think is weird.
Oh, but you don't really like much coffee. I love a dirty chai.
Yeah, I don't like the taste of coffee. I'm more of a tea person, so. Yeah. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking iced coffee today that I made at home. It's in my Starbucks cup, though. But, yeah, I'm trying to get better at not buying coffee every single day. I'm trying. So we'll see how that goes, how far that will go.
Well, good luck with that. I know I can't commit to that, so I won't even try.
It's hard. It's so hard, but we'll see.
Yeah. Today we actually have a really action-packed episode for you. So first, we're going to go into all of the crazy pop culture stuff that's been going on lately because I don't know what's going on with these celebrities. And
a lot is happening.
Their decision-making, I feel like they need to be psychologically studied.
It's a lot. It's just a lot that's been going on in so many different ways, like relationships,
lawsuits,
yeah,
everything.
I don't know, just literally everything.
Yeah,
treating people wrong.
Yeah. So. Then we're gonna get into some Reddit stories, reactions, Ask Reddit. So let's get into it.
Hey, it's Gaby with a Y. Just wanted to give a quick content warning before getting into all the topics of this episode. We do mention death and suicide and mental health, and we also talk about sexual harassment when we are discussing a lawsuit. I will be putting timestamps in the description for anyone that would like to skip any of those. And if you need any resources or support for mental health, we also listed some in the description. Now back to the episode.
First, things first. We're talking about the passing of Angus Cloud.
Yeah, honestly, it's so sad. And it shocked me. Like, well, you were the one that told me because you were on your phone when we found out. Mm-hmm. And we both watched Euphoria and really liked it. And honestly, his character Fez was one of my favorite characters.
Yes, mine too.
And normally when I like certain actors or shows, I watch a lot of interviews from those people and the people who play those characters. And in all of his interviews, he seemed like really nice and genuine.
Yeah. Just chill and
everyone in the cast seemed to have a really good relationship with him outside of work. And that was his first acting job, so it's really sad that we won't get to see him
in other
things. So our condolences go out to his friends and family.
Absolutely.
And I think mental health is a big thing that just really needs to be focused on and talked about.
I know.
Destigmatized.
I was watching some interviews he had. I guess, I don't know if this is 100% true, but I saw it on, I don't know if it was some podcast was talking about it, that he, like, the producer, whoever picked him out of, like, the street, basically. Not that he was homeless, but, like, as an actor, like, to go. And he, like, that wasn't something he always thought of doing, so it's kind of interesting, like, how that happened to him in his life, and he kind of got, like, that rush of fame, and obviously that's not everything, and it's very sad to see, and I feel for him. Well, I did feel for him.
Yeah, and his family, because I know that his dad passed away.
Yes, 2 weeks before.
Right, so he was really struggling with that. And it's really sad when a family member has to be like the one to find you.
Yeah.
Well, if whoever has to be the one to find you is really sad. But
scarring.
Quick note before getting back into the episode. When we recorded this episode, Angus Cloud's death was presented as an apparent suicide. His autopsy later revealed that it was an accidental overdose. We just wanted to clarify, and overall, still the same message, still sad, and mental health still matters, and we hope he rests in peace. Now back to the episode.
Yeah, so I really feel for them, and I feel like we've seen a lot of mental health kind of crises recently with a lot of different celebrities, like Twitch. He passed away in December.
Oh, yes.
I've always seen stuff about Amanda Bynes, like every couple years.
Yeah.
Like you'll see her kind of
something happening.
Yeah.
I actually just saw another artist. She was a singer in Ireland. Her name is, I don't know if I'm saying this correctly, so it's Sinead O'Connor, where she actually passed, like, she committed suicide, I believe, because her son had just passed away too. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he committed suicide as well. So it's just interesting. I think they just happened like a month ago, or maybe like 2 weeks ago, like pretty recently. And I don't know, it's very sad, and I feel like mental health, people forget about that, and especially as a famous person or being in the public eye, like that's such a, I can't even imagine going through that plus being in the public eye.
Yeah, I think there's not a lot of tools out there on how to deal with grief.
Right.
So they were grieving, and I think they probably didn't know how to deal with it. So there should be like more resources and tools out there. Actually, I don't know, it kind of goes along with it, but Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide. I don't know if you remember that.
I used to love that show.
Yeah, so Lindsay, who was
Oh,
a
yeah.
character, she played a character on the show. She had a really bad like mental health and kind of like drug problem for a while after the show. And she was on Pretty Little Liars as well.
Yeah.
And she talked on their podcast about how she was fired from Pretty Little Liars and how it was actually kind of a blessing, and she wasn't fired because she was a bad actress. It was because her life was kind of a mess.
Oh, man.
But when the producers fired her, they were like, hey, we're really worried about you. Like, this, we would obviously want you to come back if everything was better, but do you have someone to like look out for you right now? And I feel like in the industry, if there were more people like that,
I know, because even saying something like that, it's not like they're going above and beyond and like, I guess, helping, but at least like recognizing it. And sometimes somebody needs that, like, damn, like,
yeah, because they did eventually bring her back on the show, and she was like, those people, like, I owe a lot to them for checking in on me.
Of course.
And celebrities have a lot of issues with like different drug problems or mental health, and I think the industry just kind of needs like a rework.
Yeah.
Obviously the two other people who were grieving and loss in their own life is a little different, but still the pressures of being famous is really hard. And if everyone knows, like for that artist, if everyone knew her son passed away, and then people ask you about that in interviews, and for Angus Cloud, if people knew about his dad, and people were, imagine you're just going on your phone to try to like escape, and all you see is like people talking about someone in your life who passed away.
Exactly.
That's so hard.
I can't even imagine, like,
yeah.
And someone so close, like for him it was his dad, for her it was her son. Like, these are like very, very hard losses. So
right, like I don't know if you know Daughtry. Like,
oh yeah.
Yeah.
The group?
So the main singer, I think his name is Chris, like Chris Daughtry. His daughter committed suicide, and I think in the last few years, and she was young, and now when he does interviews, like obviously they ask about that, but I think they only ask because he's comfortable and he wants to talk about it, but still that's really hard to like expect people just because they're famous to talk about.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
I think we need to be careful and be
Yeah.
kind, especially with comments, because now that Angus Cloud passed away, everyone is blowing up all of his co-stars' timelines.
Exactly.
And that's so hard.
That too, yeah. They lost a
So,
friend and someone, I mean, I'm sure they spent hours at a time together, obviously, like for months at a time. And it's, I don't know, he seemed like a very good guy, very genuine, just like so relatable, chill,
yeah.
like seems like he didn't have a problem with anybody. So it's very sad. And I was very sad when, well, we were
Yeah.
sitting, like, talking on the couch and it happened. I was like, he
Yeah.
was so young and sadly it happens, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to him.
We hope for healing and peace
I
for
know for
everyone,
his family, for his friends,
family,
anyone close to
friends.
him. So,
Yeah.
all right, let's talk about the next thing and lighten up the mood a little bit because we just had to bring that up and it was shocking.
Yeah, we couldn't not acknowledge the
No,
type of
yeah.
person he was, and
Yeah. Everyone knew. Well, if you watched the show, and I love that show. Oh my gosh.
everyone
But
just called him a light, and like
yeah,
said how great of a person he was.
exactly.
So I guess we can catch up again on. So in our last episode, we talked with Nico, our first guest,
Yeah.
about Rosalia and Rauw Alejandro's
Yes.
breakup.
Uh,
That's not lightening the mood. We're still sad.
oh yeah, I know, but this is a lighter topic. It's
Yeah.
still sad and obviously like a huge thing people go through their lives, but
Right.
it's not as sad.
But
as
we're
that.
still sad about. Yeah, it's not as sad as someone
Yeah,
passing. But
I'm still sad about it. It kind of sucks. But yeah, so we're just still some more news came out, a little bit more news.
yeah, obviously nothing is confirmed. Everything is alleged.
Of course, everything's alleged. We're just talking and talk. You know, we're just
shooting the shit.
yeah, we're not over here like trying to be experts on this. We're just talking and talk.
Yeah. But I've seen reports come out from people close to like Rauw Alejandro that apparently Rosalia like is supposed to be the next big thing, like an actress, all of this stuff, or like big in Hollywood. And her team thought that like he was holding her back, which is really sad.
Sucks.
Because for two people in a relationship, it seemed like they brought each other a lot of
my
comfort.
Gosh. Yes, I thought. Although, sorry to cut you off.
No, it's
bit,
okay.
but I thought even though, like, I don't know if I mentioned this last episode, like they seemed like so different, but I felt like they brought out such good things out of each other. Like personally, obviously we don't know them personally, but it seems like it personally, like with each other, and professionally, like work wise, because they were both, or they are both, so committed in their work, so creative, like in so much different ways. Like I felt like they worked so, like as a couple, so well together. But
I thought they could inspire each other really well, but apparently it wasn't really that. It was like that she listened to him a lot, but obviously you value your partner's opinion.
Of course. And so like
people were probably threatened by that.
Honestly.
So that's what it was. But yeah, that's what I've heard new come out. People are also trying to link him with Camila Cabello now.
Yeah, which, I mean, I was kind of, because obviously we talked about it a little bit. Yeah. I'm just like, at the end of the day, like, I'm still team, like, Rauw Alejandro and Rosalia. I'm like, I love them both still. Like, I don't think it's one, well, so far from whatever came out, I don't think it's anybody's fault. Like, I don't think someone cheated on. I don't think that at all.
I don't think it anymore.
Yeah, I know in the beginning.
Yeah, before I was like, oh, she seems a lot more sad than someone who just broke up with someone.
No, yeah. I don't know. I just never thought that. And seeing him with, like, the whole Camila Cabello thing, like, guys, I'm sorry. The men, like, after they break up with someone, like, usually, not all of them, obviously, not saying it, but, you know, it's a lot easier for them to go, like, hang out or, like, go party a little bit or hang out with other girls, like, right after a breakup, which kind of sucks. You know, girls take it a little bit differently, but,
it hits them later on.
It does, after they just, it's obviously a distraction, whatever it is, but, I mean, who knows if they're even hooking up? Maybe they're just hanging out as friends, like, maybe they are hooking up, who fucking knows? But I really don't think he cheated on her, and I think he's obviously, like, they were supposed to get married. I think they're both very hurt by it, and I'm so I'm team both of them. Like, I hope for some. I don't know if they'll get back together. Honestly, like, apparently too, they broke up like a long time ago, more towards the beginning of their relationship. So I don't know. I don't think they will, but if they do, I'll be happy. I'll be very happy.
Yeah,
But
I'd be happy for them. I just hope it works out.
yeah,
And I hope if it is true that like it came from her team and people pressured her, I hope she gets better people on her team.
that too. I hope she like realizes, or I don't know. I just don't like that they're like shitting on him so hard. I love him. I don't know. And he's like super popular too. Like they're making it seem
Yeah.
like he's like a random like underground
Yeah.
artist. Like he's not, okay? He's not. Like he's
Yeah.
just as like, at least in the Latin world, he's
Mhm.
just as popular as her. So obviously she's more like, they're trying to, I guess, obviously Americanize her a bit or get
Yeah.
her popular over here. But it is what it is. But I'm glad she moves on to. She doesn't blame him. She doesn't blame him. She's on his side.
Yeah.
Both sides, but yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
And then I guess we'll catch up. This is my like least favorite thing is to talk about cheating. It's like my number one
I
pet
know.
peeve, especially when people are serial cheaters,
Yeah.
because I don't believe in the once a cheater, always a cheater thing. I think you
Yeah,
can
no.
learn from cheating, especially if you did it maybe in a relationship when you were younger,
Yeah.
and then you learn as you get older. But Miss Ponytail, Ariana Grande, does it in every relationship,
Yeah.
and it is now a pattern.
It is a pattern.
And it makes me upset because I have always loved her and her music.
No, she's just like, who would have thought, like, everyone, like, she was just like a girly girl. Not anymore.
So we thought.
Yeah,
We thought that she was a girl's girl, that she was like, oh, boss bitch, like you could like
Yeah.
jam out to her music and like feel good about it. I also didn't realize she had a pattern of every relationship. Like I never really looked into it. I didn't really know
Yeah.
much about her other relationships.
Same.
So now that everyone's pointed it out that it happened, like her first,
It can literally happen in every relationship.
yeah. So she was with a guy named Jai Brooks, who was like a
Mhm.
YouTuber or whatever. She cheated on him with Nathan's. No, wait. She cheated on him apparently with Mac Miller.
Yeah.
Or
something like
then with Nathan's guys, Sykes from The Wanted.
that. Okay.
Apparently Mac Miller's ex-girlfriend, like longtime girlfriend, said that he cheated on her with Ariana Grande twice
Right.
because they had broken up and then got back together. And then Pete Davidson was with someone before Ariana Grande. She tried to get back with him, and then he was already with Ariana Grande, so
Right.
she felt like there was overlap.
Right.
Naya Rivera,
Naya Rivera, yeah.
she came out in her book and said that there was cheating when she was engaged to Big Sean.
Big Sean, yes. That's his name.
Yeah. And then also, when Big Sean was dating Janae Aiko,
Yeah.
or
That's another-
Aiko,
Yeah.
yeah,
However you pronounce it.
that they were spotted together, Ariana
Yeah.
Grande and Big Sean being cozy.
Which I don't think is a coincidence anymore.
No, me either. I used to give her the benefit of the doubt so much.
Because obviously when there's like no solid proof, but
yeah.
it's just too much. And then with this, her fiance, wasn't there like a thing too?
Oh,
Like he had a
so that's the other thing people
not
have.
fiance, they were married.
Yeah.
And then she just divorced.
Dalton,
Yeah,
yeah.
Dalton.
So that's the other thing that people have pointed out is that, like, the bigger celebrities, like obviously Naya Rivera put it in her book about it, that people would believe or listen to that more than like Mac Miller's ex-girlfriend,
Of course,
who wasn't
'cause they
really in the
were-
press.
Yeah.
And then now that everything's come out, apparently the girl that Dalton was with before Ariana had posted on her Instagram story like, oh, when your boyfriend gets with the girl he told you not to worry
Yeah,
about.
something like, yeah, I saw that. That was the thing.
Yeah, which is a whole nother thing. But this whole thing that she's like broken up a marriage she's got with her co-star Ethan Slater.
Yeah.
That
I'm sorry, Ethan Slater. Like, who the fuck is Ethan Slater? Like,
yeah. I don't understand like how they thought any of this was gonna play out.
Right.
Like how they didn't think it was gonna get out, especially since it's been like alleged that they weren't shy about it on set. They were holding hands. And there's so many different new stories and revelations that have come out since we last talked about it. So apparently they would go, like, when his wife, her name is Lily, when Ethan's wife would come to visit London, like where they were recording, they would go on double dates with Ariana and her husband, because he was still her husband at the time, even though now they're like separating.
Yeah.
They would go on double dates together. They would act as if everything was normal. She held that girl's baby and talked about how she wants babies.
Which is insane. It's insane.
But apparently it's alleged that Lily had found out about the holding hands and like closeness of them on set a couple months ago, and then she had told him like to stop, and he said he would stop, and that he was gonna work on their marriage and be with her. Obviously they just had a baby.
Yeah, mind you, really quick, they are high school sweethearts. They've been together 10 years, I believe. 10 years.
Yeah.
And that is happening.
Right.
Like, I can imagine, okay, relationships are obviously not one size fits all. It's not exactly like you find a person, everything's gonna be perfect. You're not gonna look at somebody. No, obviously, to each their own. Like, there's trouble, there's this, there's that, but you gotta work on it, right?
Yeah.
To me, it's like the moment someone like popular looked his way, that's it. Like,
yeah,
that's ridiculous to me. And that just shows how crappy of a guy he is.
Yeah, like did you think that you were gonna break up with your wife and then be with Ariana Grande forever? Especially with her history and the fact that her relationships, none of them have lasted longer than 2 years.
Literally, which Ariana, like, that obviously goes to show her character too. I mean, sometimes people don't have luck with love, but I feel like she really needs to, like, take a fucking break, look at herself a bit, which I'm sure, I hope she goes to therapy and all that, but, like, seriously, like, have some time on her own.
Yeah.
Stop being so, like, guy crazy a bit. And,
yeah,
like,
stop being a pick-me girl.
Yeah, that's so annoying and that's so frustrating. I feel so much for this guy's wife Lily. Because that's, like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, and there's already been stories coming out about how Ariana Grande is, like, stepping away from him now. So she got what she wanted out of him, like, the affair, and then now they're not even gonna be together. Like, I can understand, I mean, I can't understand.
Right.
But, like, at least make it worth it. At least do, like if you were gonna do this,
like, your one true love, which I highly doubt.
Yeah.
He's, like, living in this, I don't fucking know.
And then he had the audacity, because men always have the audacity, to be the one to file for divorce.
Right. That was another thing. He filed for divorce.
Right. And then he's talking about, like, oh, I'm so wanting to co-parent, all this stuff. Obviously, you have to co-parent. Yeah. Like, you weren't thinking about your kid then when you broke up your marriage. Right. So don't act like you're the best parent in the world doing it now.
Yeah. It's so, to me, it's so sick. I don't know.
Because being a good parent kind of goes hand in hand with being a good partner.
Absolutely.
Because whether or not you don't have to be together with a person to be a good partner, because sometimes it doesn't work out, but you still have to make sure that your kids' parents are, like, your kid's other parent is good.
Yeah, you guys have to be the forefront for your child.
Right.
Like, again, like you said, doesn't matter if you're together or whatever, you still have to be somewhat mutual, somewhat, like, respectable.
Respectful?
Respectful.
I was like, I don't know what word you're trying. I tried.
Respectful. You still have to be respectful to whoever you had that child with.
Yeah.
Because if you are being shitty or not thinking about your family first, because at the end of the day, that's still gonna be your family now. Yeah. Like, obviously.
Because you went out of your way to hurt her.
Exactly.
Because you hurt her, and then now you're filing for divorce. Now like all this stuff is coming out about you that it seems like these reports are coming from your side of things.
Yeah.
So, like, you didn't take the time to talk this out with Lily and go through that with her because you need to be a partner to her. Like, you're the one who messed up your marriage, so, and stepped out.
Absolutely. I don't know. The whole thing was literally crazy. He just clearly, like, who was he before? So, like, now he was SpongeBob before. Now he's, like, thinking he's living in this, like, fantasy land because he's, like, I guess he did whatever with Ariana.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I really hope his wife or ex-wife, if they're officially divorced, doesn't get back together with him.
Oh, me too. Find somebody better.
Like, that's such a, like, guys like that, or, like, men like that, which I feel like are a lot of men, just rub me the wrong way so much. Like,
yeah,
it's
and
just
girls
not
like
loyal.
her.
Like, it's not loyal.
Yeah, girls like her rub me the wrong
And
way
her
too.
Yeah. Like, imagine, like, your partner having to go to work months at a time. Like, you trust them and everything, and then that, like, completely backfires on you.
Yeah,
and it's like, it's not your fault, but you know,
actors need to be studied because that happens way too many times.
Because it's
that they get with somebody else. Like, how do you believe, like, you think you're that good of an actor that you believe your own story and try to, like, apply it to real life? Like, that's so weird to me. Like, you ruin your whole life. Like, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie with Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Even though I did love them together, but...
Yeah, they were together for a bit, but...
But still, like, those types of things. Or, like, Sydney Sweetie. Is that how you pronounce her name? She was engaged. And then her co-star was also engaged, or like they were both with people. And then there was all these rumors about them two being together, like her most recent co-star that I think she did a movie with.
Okay.
And now neither of them are in their relationships. Like, their people that they were with unfollowed them on Instagram, all this stuff. Like, it happens way too often with actors.
At the end of the day, it's human nature. That's like dangling a piece of meat in front of a lion, to me. Like, I obviously cannot date an actor. Because if you're months apart, like, let's say they have to film on the opposite side of the world, wherever the fuck they're filming, you're not with them at all for months. And they're having these, like, either sexual scenes, like, together, hanging out together outside of work. Like, that's literally, like... It's just, like, not human nature.
Yeah.
That's what it's like. Obviously, like, I still think you need to be loyal, but it's, like, it's bound to happen.
I don't think that. I think it's the type of people.
And the type of people, yeah. But I feel like that's, like, I can't even imagine.
It's a hard line of work.
Yeah, I wouldn't put myself in a... I don't think so. I wouldn't put myself in a position... of dating, like, an actor.
Yeah.
Not that I would, but, like...
I couldn't.
Like, I couldn't because I know that, like... I could trust you everything in the beginning, but long term...
No.
Like, I don't think it's gonna like, it's literally, like, that's too much trust I'm putting into you. That's too much trust.
Yeah. I agree.
You know, like, it's, like... I don't know. That's just my thought on it.
Yeah. Me too. I don't think I could date an actor either. Especially, like... I mean, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, I think they do it well. I think they have a healthy...
Love them. But I think, like, for example, their relationship, I have a feeling, I don't know if I heard this somewhere. Maybe I'm just, like, making this up. But I feel like it could work if, let's say, you go to work, like, let's say 4 days in a row. And then you come back home, like, right after for, like, 2 days. And then you go back to work the 4 days and then go back. Like, I see that working. But if you're gone for, like, let's say a month... at a time or whatever, like, fully gone, like, I don't know, that's, like, where I see, like, it's, like... It's
right, just and Ariana Grande and Ethan Slater were in London filming.
Exactly.
So, yeah, that makes sense. But, I mean, in terms of, like, dating an actor, so Blake Lively, she was on Jimmy Fallon, and she talked about, I don't know if you've seen Deadpool, how Ryan Reynolds has all these sex scenes in Deadpool, and she talks about being with, like, their kid on a plane, and people are watching Deadpool, and he has, like, all these sex scenes, and her kid is, like, looking and being like, oh, daddy! Like,
I didn't do that.
Yeah, and I feel like even that is just hard because I probably wouldn't want to see the like my partner's work
Yeah, that's like,
because then you see that like everywhere all the time and you kind of like imagine that,
I
but then to
know.
have to see it everywhere on planes
It's
like
like that's like where it's like, oh my gosh, but it's different
yeah.
because she's an actress as well, so she's been in
Right.
those scenes, I'm sure. And they always say like those scenes are not really sexy at all because it's obviously like,
Right. The problem is the
but
hanging
yeah,
out outside of work.
that's where it gets like iffy. And obviously, if you're
Yeah.
kissing all the time, like you're still
Mhm.
kissing. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's still a lot. It's just a lot. I just don't do it. Just don't date an actor. I'm just kidding.
All right, so now I feel like this is all hard because especially when you're talking about people that you like. So
Mhm.
for me, I went to Lizzo's concert last year with my
Mhm.
mom. It was a really good concert.
Mhm.
I liked what she stood for, what I thought she stood for,
Right.
and now all of these allegations are coming out against her.
Yeah.
And it's so sad because I feel like she was really good representation for a lot of different kind of people. And then to have all these allegations basically go against everything that she stood for, you kind of don't really know like what to believe anymore, and then it makes it harder to listen to her music.
Right.
So the allegations against Lizzo are being made by I think three of her dancers. There's allegations of racism, sexual harassment, body shaming.
Mhm.
They talked about, there's been multiple articles out about it, but they talked about how she made them feel bad after gaining weight.
Yeah.
She put them through a re-audition because she accused them of drinking before shows or something like that. And
Mhm.
during that re-audition, there was no like breaks or bathroom times.
Right.
And one of the dancers felt like if she left to go to the bathroom, then she would lose her job. And she actually ended up like going on herself.
Yeah. It's so
Um,
sad.
yeah, and even though it's like those three dancers, a lot of other people have now spoken out against Lizzo and like working with her, and they've worked with her in different capacities,
Mhm.
or people who have just like know of her.
Mhm.
Like the guy that she's dating right now, his ex-girlfriend
Mhm.
basically said that in 2016 she was with his ex-girlfriend and him were together for like 10 years,
Oh wow.
and he worked on a show with Lizzo in 2016 and he cheated on his ex-girlfriend with Lizzo. And
We were just talking about
Lizzo,
that. So.
yeah, Lizzo was apparently really mean to her too, and she didn't really understand why. I mean,
Mhm.
she obviously found out it was because
Yeah.
she was with the boyfriend, but yeah, that happened. Then Lizzo and that guy didn't even end up being together then. They ended
Mhm.
up being together later on and are together now.
Okay. Yeah.
But it sucked for that girl because she was like, oh, this person treated me so horribly, and then now I have to hear her songs on the radio all the time.
Yeah.
Like it was
Like.
so triggering because that's
Oh.
when she started to like blow up.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah, me either.
Like that's
And
tough.
she said that she had never spoken out about it before because no one would believe her.
Right.
And like who was she compared to Lizzo? And
Exactly.
everything that Lizzo stood for, she felt like she didn't stand for that.
Yeah.
So, which we also talked about with Ariana Grande, some of the lesser known exes of people wouldn't have like
Exactly.
been believed. And then fans like come after people so hard. So I
Yeah.
understand like why she didn't speak out
Exactly.
then.
It's like going at someone so powerful, basically. Like,
Yeah. And also, so yeah, they said that certain groups of dancers like were discriminated against and treated differently than other races of dancers. People have said that she's like mean and like
mm-hmm.
hard to work with. Um and there apparently was a time where she took people to a sex club, like people who worked on
Yeah.
her tour, and made them interact with the performers and like coerce them. And I saw ladies on The View talk about it, and they said that I understand if she's like an artist who treats her dancers or people who work for her like her friends, like while they're on tour, and like she wants to go out with them, but at the same time there is a power dynamic and you are their boss, like you have to recognize that. So you have to recognize that they'll feel pressure to do what you're asking to do. And so, and these people are not your friends. Like, maybe they can be friends when they're not on tour with you, but when they're working for you, you can't do certain things.
You're still their boss. And especially in a place like that, like the whole sexual situation.
Yeah.
Like, I can imagine, like, you just kind of feel like, first of all, you're already, like, kind of in a vulnerable area. And, like, your boss, like, kind of, like, telling you to do something, like, constantly, because it's like not once like, hey, like you should go up there, like, and that's like if you say it once like that, like in passing, but if like you keep like pressuring like go and like getting everyone to like
they
chant,
said she was chanting
exactly like that's like fuck, like you'll feel pressure.
So it was a lot. And then now, originally there was no statement made like from Lizzo or her team. Now she came out with a statement against, like, saying she all the
she said completely that it's all false. Which I don't believe it.
Me either. I think she needs to take some accountability as someone who is their boss. Like, for example, Kelly Clarkson, there was stuff said about her show, like people working on her show, and how they felt about certain things. I don't remember what it was, but Kelly Clarkson's statement came out with, I want, like, everyone in my team is undergoing training, including me. And she
something
said,
professional.
Right, like, she didn't want anyone to feel any type of way while working for her. She didn't want a harsh workplace environment. So she acknowledged it and wanted to work better.
Yeah, like, which is amazing statement. Like, you did wrong, but you're making it seem like you're going to take action with that.
Right. So for Lizzo, I think there is some accountability that needs to be taken, because to say all of these allegations are false when there's literally interviews of her talking about wanting to go to that sex club.
Yeah, literally it popped up while we were hanging out and I'm like, oh shit. Like from years ago, she literally said that exact
that place.
Yeah, that exact place, that exact action that she made her dancers or whoever do on that interview. And it was just like, I don't know, it shocked me. I don't really care for Lizzo, honestly. Like, she's just there. But from what I see, like, on the outside, like, when you look at her or think of her, I always thought of her as, like, body positivity. And, yeah, I know she was a little bit more, like, open sexually because she'll, like, take, like, naked pictures or, like, all that, which, okay, cool. But, I don't know. I just, like, it literally went completely against of what she makes it seem. And at the same time, believe it, because I feel like she has such a big personality. Not saying that every big personality out here in this world is gonna do things that are wrong, but like I don't know. I just feel like she did it.
Yeah, one of the dancers also accused her of, I don't remember what they said happened, but like trying to fight them.
Yeah,
like that like someone had to be like hold her back so she didn't punch her. Like she basically was saying like oh, you're lucky. Yeah, like these people work for you.
Like I don't know. She just seems like she's not really professional.
Yeah.
When it comes to that, and I don't know. I see it happening.
Yeah, I mean, I can see it too, but it just sucks because I did like her music. I liked everything she stood for. I didn't really care for like her nude posts or whatever. Like, do whatever you want with your body. But it just sucks because she came out with a whole brand that was like size inclusive that a lot of people really liked.
And I'm sorry, her body shaming her dancers.
Yeah, it's not right. Especially when you know how that made you feel. Like, that makes me feel like she's just not healed. And she's insecure.
Yeah.
Because to say that, like, you're so body positive, this and that, and then to shame your dancers, like, that's crazy to me. Especially when you know how that feels when people shame you all the time.
Yeah, like, that to me, no.
Yeah, so Lizzo, please do better.
Do way better. Like,
that's...
I could see it. I feel like she has already a lot of hate. Like, I feel like a lot of people didn't like her. I don't know why. Just because she's so extra and, like, it could either go good or bad. But, like, now that she literally went against everything she, like, is supposed to stand for.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be hard to get out of.
I also felt connected to her because I played the flute in middle school, and she plays
Oh
the
yeah, she be
flute.
coming out here playing the flute.
Yeah, she plays the flute during her
Yeah,
concerts. Like when I went to her concert, she signed a girl's flute,
that's
and it
cute.
was so cute. And the concert that I went to, it was her first concert show of her tour.
Mm,
So it was like her first show.
like a big one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was like really good. But now knowing all of that, like,
I don't know.
makes
To
me
me, she's
sad.
okay, a little bit canceled right now.
Yeah.
For the moment, at least. Who knows?
Yeah.
It's Hollywood.
I mean, I think people can come back from being canceled
Yeah,
if you
definitely.
take the right steps and you do the right things.
But for her to deny everything's like,
So
there's
hard.
no way everything. Not me with the lip gloss, but there's no way everything that everyone was saying was false. There's no way. I just don't know. I feel like she did it. So, Lizzo,
Yeah. Do
just
better.
accept it. Yeah, just accept it. Now the next topic.
So now a little reality TV drama.
I actually love. Okay, one thing about me, I love reality TV.
Mm-hmm.
I
Me
do.
too.
I don't
I
know,
love
just
Love
find it
is
entertaining.
Blind.
Yeah. Oh, Love is
I
Blind.
love. I don't really love The Ultimatum, but I like to watch it.
That show, I hate it. Sorry, because I get mad.
Me too. I get so mad.
The concept is crazy, but that's like just putting people in situations, like kind of like the actor thing that we are just talking. Like, you're just dangling something in front of their face. Like, it's a good concept, and I would watch it, but I literally get mad. I can't. I get mad. So I watch it. But yes, I love all like pretty much reality, like trashy reality TV. It's just because it's like a form of outlet. Like, that's not my life at all. So it's just funny to watch and like entertaining.
Yeah, me either.
But we're gonna talk about Harry and Georgia. So if you don't know who they are, both of them were on Too Hot to Handle.
Yeah.
Not on the same season. And so basically Harry and Georgia were dating, I believe like a year ago. It was kind of recent.
Right. So Georgia went on Perfect Match, which is, if you don't know, a Netflix show that basically took people from a bunch of different reality shows and put them together to like find their perfect match, find love, whatever. And the winners, like, they voted on who the perfect match was. So Georgia was matched with Dom.
Okay.
And he was from The Mole, and they originally had a plan to like date after the show.
Yeah, they were doing good on the show.
Then she went on Harry Jowsey's podcast and apparently then got with Harry Jowsey.
Okay.
And Dom felt kind of slighted because he felt like they communicated that they were gonna like be together and work it out. So that happened with Dom, and then, so I feel like her and Harry already kind of started a little rocky.
True.
Because I know she said stuff about, like, in the beginning that he did stuff with other people, but then made her believe, like, it was because they weren't exclusive.
Yeah, in the beginning, the first part of their relationship.
Right.
Because they had broken up for a second and then got back together.
Yeah, so they kind of had a tumultuous relationship. Like, they were very off and on, it seemed, but then when they were on, they would post each other all the time. They would be together all the time. She basically, like, lived with him.
Yeah.
But I think Harry definitely needs some work, because another time that they broke up, it was because he had gone on a podcast and talked about wanting to be the Bachelor so bad.
The first time around. Was that on Call Her Daddy? Or
No. He went on a different podcast when they were dating, talking about like who he wanted to be with, and he wanted to be the Bachelor when he was literally dating her.
He makes no sense.
So she broke up with him because she was like, why are you with me, telling me you want to be with me, and then going on these podcasts talking about wanting to be the Bachelor?
Like, how do you think that's going to make someone feel?
Yeah. So they've had a bunch of stuff going on, but Harry, they're broken up now. Harry went on Call Her Daddy.
Yeah, which I listened to the episode. Yeah.
I didn't, but I listened to the podcast episode that he did with Dom.
Okay.
And on the one that he did with Dom, he didn't really like go into much detail or like accuse her of cheating, but apparently he did on Call Her Daddy.
Yeah, on Call Her Daddy, like, I honestly didn't know much. That I knew they were together for a second, but if they were together, I felt like it wasn't for that long, so I just completely forgot about it. But he, like, obviously didn't say her name straight up, but he mentioned, like, oh, you know, like, this is probably going to get me in trouble because we agreed not to talk about this or something like that. But I was basically cheated on. Like, my ex-girlfriend cheated on me or something like that. And he started, like, just fully going in about it. Like, just, like, what happened and what she did. And so after that, Miss Georgia herself came out on TikTok with a three-parter.
Yeah.
TikTok about how basically he also has a reputation of...
He cheated on her multiple times.
Yeah, cheating on her. He was the one in the beginning. That's why they broke up. So that first time they dated, he cheated on her. The person influencer. And so she goes on to explain that she reached out to his ex-girlfriends. Well, like, I don't know if you know Francesca.
Yeah, but she's friends with a lot of his ex-girlfriends.
Exactly. Like, it just so happens. And he literally did, like, the exact same things to them.
Yeah.
To her. So, it's just literally all he's doing is projecting what he's done to these girls. Saying that it's them doing it, basically.
Right. Which is really funny because... when he went on Dom's podcast, he talked about how he's been in therapy now and he's doing so much better.
Too. Yeah.
And it was just so funny to me to hear him talk about that and then, which I don't know how long he's been in therapy, but he obviously needs to do it longer.
Right. No.
Because if you have a pattern, and Georgia was like, he was gaslighting me, doing all this stuff.
I feel like he's doing that right now because on Call Her Daddy, the whole podcast was him basically, well, like saying all that shit, but coming off as like he's like now ready to be that family guy, like to have a family and to date seriously, to have kids, like he just wants to be a dad, whatever, like he just is excited for that, like that's
now I'm dating to marry. That's what he said.
Dating to marry.
So
it's just funny to me that he's now bringing all these things up and trying to make it seem like it's the other person's fault when clearly it's just him. Like, he's a fuckboy. He's a fuckboy.
I feel like if you're a reality TV show person, obviously there's going to be things like this that you're going to talk about. Either talk about it and take responsibility for both sides. Say she did things, I did things, whatever.
Yeah, don't just blame it on one side.
Don't blame it on one side and don't make false allegations because she was talking about how he accused her of cheating at Coachella. Right. And how she was on the phone with him all the time and her friends were like, you're killing our vibe. Like, you have to check in with this man all the time.
Like, that's so crazy.
And she was like, there's no, like, at a festival with however many people, there would be proof of me cheating. Like, someone would have saw.
Yeah, and she was like, please, someone send the
video?
The video's the proof.
Yeah.
The proof. Like, please, someone show it, like, whatever, because I know I didn't do anything. Like.
Right. So that just sucks that she had to go through that. And I feel like they're also, again, they're older.
Yeah.
So, and they had a normal life before reality TV.
Yeah.
So, maybe not him as much because he's a little younger. I feel like he was young.
Still like 20. I feel like he's like 25, 26. I don't even know how old he is.
Yeah, but I think he was really young when he went on Too Hot to Handle.
Yeah.
But I know that she did a lot of traveling and had a lot of relationships before she went on, which she might be young too. But I feel like at this point, if you knew it wasn't working, like, break up, move on.
Yeah.
And either take accountability for your side or don't talk about it because...
like, why are you bringing this up? Mind you, I think when they last broke up, was it this Coachella they were talking about?
I think so.
Okay, so it's been
it was this year.
Yeah, it's been a few months. But it's just like... I don't know, I just really don't like that he was trying to come off, like, so mature, like, I'm ready, like, blah, blah, and then just talking shit about her, like, in one of the biggest podcasts.
Right, and I feel like that's such a missed opportunity. You went on one of the biggest podcasts and talked about your ex the whole time.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, I don't know, when I look at him, I'm just like, I don't see that maturity. Like, I still see, like, he's, like, new to Hollywood, new to money, like, he just wants to party, like, he's trying to make it seem like that he's not into that anymore, or like he was sober. He talked about that he was like sober until his birthday.
Right.
But it's like, I don't, like, I could believe that he was sober, but I just don't see the whole, like, I still think he's like blinded by all that, the Hollywood lifestyle.
I agree.
Like, he's just still the same guy that he was, you know? Maybe a little bit better, but not even, because doing that is not, no.
Yeah, I think so too. I agree with that. But I mean, I'll listen to anything either one of them put out because I love their accents. I love Australian accent.
Just like, so, yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, just listen to it in the background. Whatever they're, like, her 3-part video, his
I know,
podcast, whatever.
Yeah, just to listen.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that happened, and obviously we're team
Georgia for
sure.
Yeah,
Harry,
I hope
just whatever.
Yeah, I do think he can grow and get better, especially if
he
he's
still
in
has
therapy
time,
now.
for sure. I don't completely X him out of this world, but he's just like
heal, move on.
Or if you're still into that, like, I don't know, like if he still wants to date around or whatever,
yeah,
like,
then do that.
Don't make it seem like you're something that you're not, and projecting these things on girls, like,
yeah,
that, whatever. Like, I'm sure she wasn't a saint either, but not with the cheating, like in other things, maybe not, but still, like, don't make it seem like, I don't know. It just suck. And it's interesting.
Yeah. Another person who accused someone of doing something that they've already done is Offset and Cardi B.
Offset and Cardi B.
I think it was like a month ago that Offset had posted on Instagram, like, oh, my wife is cheating on me, something along the lines. And Cardi B, being who she is, went on Twitter. Yeah, she went on Twitter and was like, stop being stupid. Like, don't play with me. Like, stop accusing. You can't accuse me of something you did.
Yeah,
like, all this,
you've
whatever.
You've done it so many times, probably.
Right. So that, like, then it went away. Like, it moved on. Yeah. Nobody really thought about it. And then now they're coming out with a song called Jealousy. Oh. So I feel like they set that up to, like, promote it, honestly. Yeah. I don't think they're going to break up. They have multiple kids together.
Honestly, their relationship, I've never thought, like, it would get that far.
Yeah, honestly, me either. I thought they would break up after the first kid.
Yeah, or,
because of the cheating, whatever.
But they live that life, you know. I feel like they're pretty much the same. Mm-hmm. They're on the same level.
Yeah, they know what they're getting into.
Exactly. They know it. They own it, I think. They just know. So it's interesting that they're still together, but I could see how that could have been a publicity stunt.
Yeah,
so.
That's what I think it is. Yeah. Or they were like, oh, let's capitalize, make a song off of it, maybe afterwards. But I still think it was a publicity stunt.
Yeah. Either way, yeah.
But she's in the news again.
Yes. If you haven't seen, for throwing... let's go. A fan threw a liquid substance at her because we don't know what it is. Water. Yeah. At her, and she threw a mic right at that fan.
Yeah.
Which was to me, it was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Because it's just, classic Cardi, like.
Yeah.
She's just such a strong personality. But, I don't know, you were saying how. We'll say your point of view.
She apparently, like,
or what happened?
Talked about people throwing water or, like, told them to throw water on her. But a specific area of her body, I don't know if it was, like, below the waist, whatever she said. I don't remember. But apparently it was earlier in the show, and then the fan threw water when she came closer. Mm-hmm. And she, like, luckily she has good aim. Because to me, if she would have hit somebody else and missed, that would have been bad. And I feel like she's too high up and has too much to lose to, like, hit the wrong person. Yeah. She's just very reactive, and I get that's, like, her personality. Yeah. But at the same time, to me, I just think, like, you're endangering other people. Like, microphones are hard. If she threw a liquid back, whatever. Yeah. Because I've seen other artists throw liquids back or leave the stage and be like, I'm not performing until that person's gone. Like, stuff like that, I would have understood. I mean, I still understand why she did it, and I don't really fault her because that's just who she is. But at the same time, I just think, like, you have too much to lose. And, like, you could have hit somebody else, and microphones are hard.
They're hard. The way she, like, chucked it, like.
Yeah, the way she threw that, like, was bad. That was kind of. And I mean, luckily she hit the right person. Yeah. But I think it's because everyone has been getting mad because people are throwing so many things at concerts now.
People don't know how to act, like.
Yeah, Kelsey Ballerini, the country artist, she got hit. BB Rexa got hit, like, in the face hard, and that guy who hit her admitted to, like, wanting to hit her.
Oh my god.
And then, like, so Drake, when he's on tour now, he's like, I don't need, because a phone hit his arm. He was like, I don't need a new phone. Yeah. Like, throw me your bras.
Yeah.
And people have been throwing bras. He's so funny. I love him.
I love him. And a lot of people. I think Rauw, Alejandro, too. Someone threw, like, a phone at his head.
Oh my god. I didn't see that one.
I think it was him. I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah, but people have just been throwing a bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
like,
just in first of all,
I never
what
understood
is your
that.
thought process on that? Because to me, okay, this is the difference. Like, a fan doing that, first of all, a hard-ass object
Yeah.
to a thing, like, you are really thinking about throwing that phone.
Yeah.
Cardi B throwing her mic, to me, that was just, like, reactive and kind of, like, to me, first of all, just the fan was so stupid because, one, if she said to do that in the beginning of the show, like towards the beginning, okay, you do it at that moment. And if you're trying to do that at the end or like even 10 minutes later, it makes no sense. Like, first of all. Second of all, I don't know if Cardi noticed or what, but like the person, I don't even know if it was a girl or boy, had a cup and threw it. Like, it wasn't a water bottle. So who knows if it was like a cocktail, like, that's like someone throwing a drink at you, literally. And that's like annoying. So I see why she threw that fucking microphone at her or him. And another thing, you're literally around. She was close to the stage, or he. I don't know if it wasn't.
It was a girl.
Okay,
yeah.
it was a girl. She was close to the stage. You're literally around all the bodyguards. Like, God for like. You could have gotten, like, fucking slammed to the floor or some shit like that. Like, so to me, I'm like, what the hell are you doing? I mean, Cardi did worse with throwing the microphone, but she could have, she was, to me, was just so stupid for doing
I mean, I didn't even think of that about the bodyguard thing, but did you see Russ? I don't know if you...
No, I know Russ, but
okay.
What about?
When he was performing, I don't know what happened in the crowd, but something happened in the crowd, and the bodyguards, like, took this girl out from where she was, and were, like, manhandling this girl. It was, like, 6 guys on one girl, and he was, like, he stopped the whole concert and got down, and was, like, let her go. He was, because he was yelling from the stage, being like, yo, like, that's a girl, like, what are you doing?
Chill out.
Yeah, and then they wouldn't stop. Yeah, they wouldn't stop, so he literally, like, got down from the stage. She was on the floor, like, he picked her up from the floor and was like, okay, are you okay? Like, all this stuff. I never
saw that. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That happen.
It was scary.
That's crazy. Yeah, so, like, I don't know why that girl did that. So, to me, I don't really think Cardi did something wrong. I just thought it's just in her character to do that. Like, another artist, maybe, like, Taylor Swift, if she was to throw that heavy-ass microphone at someone, like, that would have been surprising to me. I still wouldn't see it being wrong, but I just wouldn't, I don't know, I wouldn't see that coming from her. But from Cardi, I do see that coming.
I mean, I wasn't surprised. I just think, like,
if it was, like, right or wrong,
Yeah, it is what it is.
So that ends our pop culture talk. What's happening in the world. The celebrity world. So we're going to get into a little bit of the Reddits. The Reddit stories, the questions. Ask Reddit.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to do a story from True Off My Chest. It's kind of a little weird, but I want... Oh, basically, True Off My Chest is a subreddit where people kind of just post something that, like, they have to get off their chest. They post secrets there. They post stories, different things. This one's weird. This guy was kind of asking for advice.
All right.
I just think it would be funny to, like, see your reaction.
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited.
My girlfriend, 25 female, sent me, 25 male, her used underwear and socks, and I don't know how to approach this.
Okay.
My girlfriend of 4 months sent me her well-worn panties and socks. I, of course, find this weird and gross because they reek very badly, as if they were worn with no shower for a week plus. I'm not a person who likes horrible smell, and it is nothing but a turnoff for me. Sure, they were provided by the girl I love, but in all honesty, I don't think I can even have sex if bad smell is present. My junk would go flaccid instantly. She said she had sent a present for me, and now I don't want to sound bad or inconsiderate, so I'm seeking advice on what to do in this situation. I'm guessing she is expecting a reply, and I don't know how to react. I don't want her to feel bad about this, but I also want her to not do this anymore, especially anything related to smelly things.
Okay, so my thought... Okay, so the whole sending your underwear to your guy, I don't find that weird. If you want it. But the girls, you can't be wearing all... I don't think... if you're wearing that underwear for a whole day and then trying to send that one, no.
He said a week plus. That wasn't even a day.
Yeah, if it smelled that bad. I'm talking, you can probably wear it for like 10 minutes, move around a little bit, and then send that one.
That's
Not
funny.
like a whole day where it has like the slightest sense of you. You know what I mean? So that like kills me. The socks, I don't get. I'm like, maybe he gave off the vibe of like having kind of like a foot fetish. Like maybe he likes feet.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
So I was thinking, but like foot fetishes, well, I've never experienced much like foot fetish things. Like your feet should look nice and all that. Like I get that. But the smell of the feet, I don't really know if that's the thing.
I don't know.
I thought a lot of the guys mostly it's like if when your foot looks nice, like if you want to massage it, whatever, whatever you do. But the foot smell, I don't get the
people are kind of into anything. I didn't think it was like a weird or foreign concept because I've heard of people like selling their underwear.
Yeah, like.
But normally when people sell their underwear, it's in the request of like how long they want it to be worn for.
That too.
But I think it's a thing of like boundaries if this is your boyfriend.
Yeah.
And I think she should have like talked about it before.
I think she was trying to surprise him, like.
Yeah.
But I think she did it the wrong way. And now it is awkward because I don't know how he should say it.
Because now he thinks she smells. And what if she doesn't normally?
That kind of sucks, yeah.
Because what if she doesn't normally, but because she wore it for however long, now he's like, she smells.
I think the way he should, like, obviously respond to her, like, you cannot shut that shit down. Like, that would make the girl feel so bad.
Right. But he doesn't want her to do it anymore.
Okay, first of all, I also find that weird. Like, okay, if it smells, yeah, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, the way he was also saying things like, I don't want anything that smells. Okay, so our vaginas smell. I don't know if we can say vaginas, but I think we can.
Yeah, who cares?
Okay, vaginas smell. Now, if it
everyone has a scent.
A scent.
Yes. But every guy also has their own scent too.
Yeah.
And it's said that like if you like the person that you're with, their smell, whether that's like under their arms, their neck, whatever, anything, everyone has your own smell. So I just think the timeline is what gets me. Like, I understand him saying, like, how bad it smells. No, yeah,
I get that. But, like, he was, like, saying, like, if he smells anything, like...
Yeah.
Well, I'm like, okay, you're gonna smell something. So to me, I'm like, are you being, like, a pussy? Like, are you, like, being, like, oh, no, like, scared of, like, things, you know?
I think if it was just regular, because obviously they've been together for 4 months, so I feel like they've probably done something before, or maybe they're long distance.
Are they long distance? Because if she's also sending underwear, like that's more like a long distance thing, you know. I wouldn't do that to my boyfriend. I see him like I'm gonna email mail you underwear. No, but I think like he should kind of like. Because I think that's a cute thing to do, like, a cute thing. It's not cute, you know. It's I don't know, let's say it's a cute thing to do to send your underwear to your guy. And if he doesn't want that, then that's, like, weird to me. I think he should just be like, oh, I would love if you would just, like, he has to, like, say something like, love if you would just wear it, like, for, like, a second. Send me, like, I don't know, like, the smell, like, it was just 10 minutes.
I think...
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, give it a time. Like, tell her, like, oh, just wear it, like, for this amount of time. I think it gives it, like, the perfect scent.
Or he could say, oh, thank you. I'm gonna send you some lingerie, underwear, whatever. Mm-hmm. Will you put it on, take a picture, and then send it to me? Like, if he thinks she's into smart, that, because then she's only wearing it to take a picture.
Yeah, it's not for that long.
And then, oh, send me that with the picture.
That's smarter. Yeah, because I was thinking of, like, a way, like, where he needs to tell her, like, you cannot tell her, like, I don't like that. Mm. Or, like, you cannot tell her, like, oh, no, I, like, that's, like, obviously, don't shut it down.
Also, how do we know that smell was just from the underwear? Because sometimes when you send packages... boxes smell weird. And if the box or package got wet, and then...
it does give a weird smell.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, like...
I don't know if that's only... Yeah.
We're defending the girl.
Justice.
Yeah. But that is so funny to me. I was like, the sock thing I don't understand.
I've heard of people like wanting to smell like shoes or being like,
I don't know, like,
do your
unless
shoes
he
smell? I
gave...
want to smell your shoes after you get home from
And,
work,
like, to me,
whatever.
well, obviously everyone's different, but, like, my feet don't smell. And so, like, even, like, it smells, obviously, like, I'm sure after a long day of me wearing socks, like, it has the slightest smell of saltiness. I don't know, like, what does feet smell like? But my feet really, I don't really sweat that much on my feet. So it's like, how bad could your socks smell?
I feel like,
So
my feet don't smell either. I feel like feet only smell sometimes when you're wearing certain types of shoes
you've been wearing
without
the same
socks.
shoes for 10 years and without,
Without socks. Because your feet sweat, obviously.
Yeah,
everywhere
yeah.
sweats.
Yeah.
So, like, I can see that. But then I don't really get the socks either. I mean, if she did wear them for a week, then yeah.
the same sock. I'm just like,
Ew.
No.
That, no. I don't even care about the sending, the week, whatever, but just putting the same dirty socks on after you do everything. If I take off a pair of socks,
That's it.
yeah.
Yeah, like, I just don't I'm like, to me, for her to send the socks, it's because he must have gave her the vibe that he likes feet.
She thinks he's weird, and he thinks she smells. I don't know if this is gonna
Yeah,
work out.
I really don't think it's gonna work out, honestly. Like, damn. That is hilarious. I feel bad because it's like she's trying, and he's like,
she's trying what he, like, she thinks that he would
like,
want.
yeah,
That's
and
the
now
vibe he gave off.
Yeah, and now he doesn't want it. And to me, he's giving off the vibe like he doesn't want it at all.
Like, that he's more vanilla.
Yeah. So that's, like, kind of sucks. So that's why I'm like, I hope he doesn't tell her, like, I don't want this.
Yeah, I don't know if they're, like, sexually compatible.
Yeah. That's so funny to me. I like that one.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then
Ask Reddit.
We're going to do the Ask Reddit, which is just, like, a question, right?
Yeah, so it's another subreddit thread, whatever you want to call it, where people just put, like, random questions. So I thought it would be funny to just read different things and kind of give our responses, because they just ask, like, one-sentence questions.
Yeah. So one I found is, like, what is the worst response to I am pregnant? What's the worst response you'd think of?
If it's not your friend, if it's a stranger, I think it would be bad to ask, are you keeping it?
True.
Because if it's your friend and you, like, know them well enough, you know if they want kids or not, then you would know what to say.
Yeah.
But if someone tells you, like, oh, I'm pregnant, and you're like, are you keeping it?
Yeah, like, that would be like a...
You can't just ask that outright. Like, you need to catch a vibe.
Exactly.
I think if someone knew you were pregnant before you told them and they say that, then I feel like that's not good either.
Yeah.
Like,
I knew
I knew because you gained weight.
You looked pregnant?
Yeah.
Like,
I knew because so-and-so told me. Like, any of it is like...
That's... Just anything with, like, the physical...
Oh, anything, with the physical,
the way you look. Some funny comments that people wrote was, let's see... Oh, maybe get a second opinion. You might just be fat.
That's
like,
terrible.
Damn, that's fucked up. Especially, like, no, I literally took a test. Like, what do you mean?
And most people take 2 tests. There's your 2 opinions.
Another one that kind of like, damn, like, oh, you'll be a good single mother. That's fucked up. That's like a shit. Oh my god.
Yeah, because I feel like now, yes, there are single mothers, but I wouldn't comment on that. Especially most people, like, it takes a village. Like, a lot of people have family, whatever. Yeah. Like, I wouldn't point that out. Like, yes, technically, they're a single mother, but it doesn't mean they have no one.
Exactly. No. Oh my god. There's one that's like, I had a vasectomy 10 years ago. So care to explain?
Oh.
That's terrible.
Damn.
Oh, that's just... I'm sure, like, I don't know, what's, like, one thing you would not want to hear? Like...
What do you think of?
I think, another bad thing to say is kind of, like, do you know who the dad is? Or something like that.
Yeah. If this is not someone you, like, know.
Yeah, like...
If this is not your friend where you're like, oh, is it between this person and this person?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Don't ask.
Yeah, don't ask. Another Ask Reddit one was, if you suddenly had fuck you money, what would be the first thing you did?
That's really funny because the lottery's really high right
Oh,
now.
I know.
And I think one of my neighbors is talking about selling their house. And my parents are like, oh, buy that one. Like, live next to
Oh
us.
my gosh.
So I told them, I said, if you win the lottery, I'll let you buy me the house next door.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Definitely buy a house.
Yeah, I would buy a house. I would probably give like my parents some money, help them. But I would buy a house. I'd take a trip, like a really good trip. Like I'd take one of those, probably like Bali,
Yeah,
for
hell
like a week, and I'd stay at one of the places that's like in the ocean.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Yeah.
I think that was my first, like, right away take a trip.
Or
And
a
I'm
month in
talking-
Europe.
Yes, hell yeah.
Or more. It's fuck you money.
It's literally fuck you money. Like, you have so much money. Like, you...
Yeah.
Like
Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, like, I think I would take, like, my whole, like... I would take a trip right away. But I think I would, like, invite, like, my whole family. Like,
Yeah.
we're renting a private jet.
I would buy a vacation home.
Yeah.
A regular home,
And
a
then-
vacation home that, like, family can use.
Exactly. And then I would separate from them, like, have my own trip, like... But...
Yeah.
Definitely, like, we're all going on a trip, guys. Let's go. And that's it. I think that's the first thing I would do. Definitely.
I agree.
Okay. So that was our little Reddit segment right there.
If you guys like any specific stories or subreddit threads that you like to hear us read and react to, whether it's Ask Reddit, we've done Am I the Asshole in other episodes, and now True Off My Chest as well, let us know in the comments. Make sure you follow us on TikTok at Gaby Hour, GABYHOUR. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube, Gaby Hour.
And follow us on Instagram at Gaby Hour Pod, GABYHOURPOD.
And we hope you have a great week. See you next time.
See you. Cheers.
Cheers.